Izu and welcome to a very exciting video. Today we're making Glinda and Elphaba from Wicked, or rather Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo, or a version of Cynthia Erivo, because that woman is so hard to make in The Sims. Anyways, we are starting with Glinda slash Ariana, and I love Ariana. I loved her in this movie. I loved the movie. I watched the second one a couple weeks ago, so now I really wanted to make both of them. I already wanted to make them when the first movie came out, but then I didn't end up having time to do that, but now I can finally do it and I'm so excited. I already did them and they turned out quite great, so even if I say so myself. But yeah, I loved the movie. It was so good. I love Ariana as Glinda. I never knew the story of Wicked prior to the movies. Like, I knew it existed and I knew it had a green witch in it, but that was all I knew about it. Like, nothing about the story, nothing about anything. So I only know the story based on the movie, so I can't comment on how accurately that represented the actual show, like the theater show and the book. But I really enjoyed it. I think I liked the first one better. By the way, I'm not gonna give you any spoilers about the movies in this video, so don't you worry. I think I liked the first one better just because it has more like positive vibes. I don't know. They're very different movies, the first one and the second one. They're very different. I like both of them. There are certain aspects I like more about the second one than I like the first one and vice versa, but overall I think my favorite out of the two is the first one. And I loved Ariana as Glinda, if you could not tell that already. Her voice is phenomenal. We all know this. She sounds incredible, and it was such a treat to hear her sing with this kind of more opera tone. Like, she sounds very different in Wicked than she sounds on her own music. Yeah, it was just really nice to listen to her sing, and I think she really suited the role of Glinda. What I know of the character and what I could tell of the character in the movie, it really suited her. Like, I don't know if she was the perfect person for it in like general standards, but for me it was a perfect casting. Her voice, her dreams to be in Wicked, like she's always wanted to be in Wicked, and just the whole kind of Glinda vibe. I don't know, she excelled in that role and I truly loved it. The only kind of con about it, or like not con, but the only thing I didn't like about Ariana, Cynthia also, but not as much, but they do not look like they are like, I don't even know how old they need to be. Like, the story doesn't tell you. However, I don't think this is a spoiler, but they should be in school. So I'm assuming they're like 16 to 18, maybe 18 if we're like giving them a stretch, like if they're in like, I don't know, magic college, but I feel like it should be like 17, and they look like they're both over 30. But I think that's a general issue in today's films. I think it has always been like this. Now that I think about like older movies too, sometimes they can excel with casting young actors, but in general I feel like a lot of times actors are way older than what their characters are. But it's not Ariana's fault. She can't help but look her age. And she doesn't even look her age, but yeah, you get what I mean. Like, they don't look like they are 16 or 17, but that's a minor little detail that I like. It's fine, I can live with that. Especially because Ariana looked so beautiful, even with her blonde hair, that I just think that it's not her color, but it's just everything was so good about Glinda. Pun unintended, but very fitting. But yeah, I just loved it. I loved everything about Glinda. She was so cute. She was so I loved her character so much, and I wanted to make her justice in The Sims, so I really tried my best. I did my absolute best, and I think I nailed Ariana. Like, I think personally I made her look like Ariana. And I'm very happy about that. But it's a very tricky combination of like eyebrows and hair and like the makeup she wears. But yeah, I'm very pleased with her. I'm very, very pleased with her. I kind of ate with that. I gotta say. I gave her a couple of outfits. I, of course, gave her the beautiful giant pink bubblegum dress that she has and the crown. But then I also gave her a school kind of look, like where she could go to school. And then also just a general dress, because why not? I had so much fun just dressing her up. So I gave her a couple of outfits. And I know she doesn't wear any blush in the film. Wait, I want to talk about one thing about the film that I really don't like. I do not understand who did Ariana's makeup. I doubt she'd do it herself, but if she did, I'm sorry, but girl. I don't know whoever did her makeup. I'm so annoyed by that because what are her lashes doing? Why is she wearing the thickest strip one band lash, like a full lash? And then you can see the corners lifting out of her eyelids. Like, it is the worst makeup job I've ever seen. Well, maybe not ever, but it is the worst I've seen in a while in a professionally done movie. Even girls that do makeup in like everyday life or for like YouTube videos do it like 1,000 times better. And what I know about Glinda now from like the character and what other people have also said about the theater version of Glinda, she should wear blush. Where is her blush? Why is she ghostly pale? She's like blending into her hair. I do not understand the makeup. She looked beautiful, but where is her blush? And what is happening to her lashes? Please just let her wear normal looking lashes. She didn't even need much. Honestly, she's a gorgeous woman. So just, I don't get it. Every single photograph that we have of her as like Ariana Grande, as like herself, she looks so much better. I don't get it. What was up with the lashes? But anyway, after that rant, I can just say that I loved everything else. I do have a couple of things that I don't love about the second movies, like how they did things. I can't say if that's a movie decision or if it's in the theater performance as well, because I've never seen it. But there was a couple kind of like plot decisions that I did not quite understand and I was a little bit confused about, but overall I just adored the movie. I really want to buy them because I want to watch them like back to back sometime. And after that it was Elphaba's turn. You've probably seen me create her already, but I have to say that I tried my absolute hardest. I spent hours on these Sims and I just could not get Cynthia's face right. I do not know what it is about her face, but I cannot create that in The Sims. I'm so sorry, Cynthia. She's a gorgeous human being. I absolutely adore her. She has literally the perfect nose. She has beautiful eyes. Everything about her face is just like, she's gorgeous, and you wouldn't think that she is the more difficult one to create in The Sims. I think, not to offend anybody, but out of the two, I feel like Ariana looks more unique or more like kind of stands out more, if that makes sense. To me, at least. And initially, I thought Cynthia would be easy to do in The Sims, but I could not get her right. And I think I kind of regret changing her skin details, even though it gave me the option to give her freckles, because she has these very prominent freckles in the movie. But I wish I just didn't give her freckles and kept her other skin detail, because that looked a little more like Cynthia than the one that I chose eventually. But yeah, I don't know. I tried and at times I could see like a hint of Cynthia in there, and then I'd change a teeny tiny feature on her face and I'd lose it completely. So I don't know, I just couldn't. I tried my best, but I couldn't. So I apologize that she doesn't really look like Cynthia. She looks like Elphaba. And of course, I am creating Elphaba. So it's okay. I'm not claiming she looks like Cynthia, but yeah, it was so hard. I think the main issue is her eyelids and her nose. I could not get rid of the shadows on her nose because they come with the skin details, and it gave her this kind of button nose like nose, and she doesn't have that. Her nose doesn't look like that. She has a very beautiful nose. I love Cynthia's nose shape actually. I don't know, it's such a weird thing to say. Oh, I love your nose, but she's so pretty. But I just couldn't get that in The Sims. And also I noticed that we don't have a lot of variation when it comes to eyelid height. Like all Sims preset eyes almost have the same eyelid space. Even the ones that look like they have a lot of eyelid space, they actually don't. So because Cynthia's brow bone is quite high and she has a lot of space between her eyelash and her eyebrow, and she has big beautiful eyes, her eyelids are showing quite a lot, and I just couldn't get that in The Sims. I was kind of shocked. But anyways, I tried my absolute best, but I kind of failed. I apologize for that. But I still love The Sims. She looks really pretty. And I think even without looking like Cynthia, you can clearly tell who I'm trying to make. I mean, Elphaba. Of course, the green skin is kind of a dead giveaway. But still, you can tell who she's trying to be. And I hope you still like her. And for Elphaba, I gave her kind of iconic, especially in the second movie, outfit where she's wearing the very famous witch hat and then also a black dress. I didn't exactly copy her outfit. I couldn't find the exact CC like I could for Glinda, but I tried to still have the vibe the same, and I think it's still fine. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the hat. I know the CC for Elphaba's hat exists out there, but unfortunately the creator has it behind a perma paywall. You all know what I think about perma paywalls, so I'm not supporting that kind of a person. Anyways, that's to explain why she's wearing a witch hat, not her witch hat. It's unfortunately a little bit different, and unfortunately her hat in the movies and in the play is very distinctive. It's very one of a kind, so it doesn't exactly look like her hat, but it's still a witch hat. I think we can still live with that. If you do want to play with these Sims and download them into your game, I will have them on my Patreon for free. Everything is always for free on my Patreon, don't you worry. And I will also link all the CC for them so that you can have all the CC too. That's kind of very important, especially with Ariana, because she doesn't look like Ariana if she doesn't wear all her makeup and skin details. I'm curious to know if you watched the movies, and if you did, what you thought about them. I personally don't mind if you talk about spoilers in the comments, so I'm just gonna warn anybody that hasn't seen the movie and doesn't want spoilers. Mind the comments. I would love to discuss the movie with you guys. If you like these Sims and did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. And also, if you are new here and want to see me in the future again, you can also subscribe and support my channel that way. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day or night and week or weekend whenever you're watching this video, and I will see you next week. Bye!